Good evening, everyone. Salam, shalom. It's me, Mandy. Thank you for joining me this evening. And we're about a week into Ramadan now, so Ramadan Mubarak, blessed Ramadan to anyone who's aware of this month, be you Muslim or not, fasting or not. It doesn't matter. I'm hoping everyone is having a blessed month. I didn't, give a greeting, Ramadan Mubarak greeting at the beginning of this month. Every year, depending on the community you follow, everyone starts Ramadan on a different day. I can't remember a year when the entire Muslim, world started Ramadan on the same. Wait a minute, I think there was one year. I think maybe last year or the year before. It was recent. But I remember the entire Muslim community got it right, and it was such a relief. I was like, wow, we started on the same day. This is amazing, but it rarely happens. So I like to wait. And I think by now we all can agree that it is indeed Ramadan. So we're out of the clear. So like I said, blessed Ramadan to everyone. All right, so I wanted to continue on with my talks of emotional depletion, which has been my current topic, my current theme. But for this one, I kind of want to stray just a little bit. Now, when I speak of the topic of emotional depletion, I speak about it from an energy exchange between man and God. But this particular topic this evening that I want to discuss, speaking of the energy exchange between human beings, between, man and man, or man and woman, woman and man, woman and woman. Doesn't really matter. It's just between human beings. Um, and there is an energy exchange that goes on all the time. I mean, as long as you're interacting with human beings or even animals, the environment, creation, there's a constant energy exchange. It's impossible to be alive and not participate in this energy exchange, whether you acknowledge it or not, or even if you are aware of it or not. It is taking place. So for tonight's topic, I wanted to talk about the word manipulation. And I know when we hear this word manipulation, it's just we get all sorts of negative, unhappy feelings about this word. I mean, we automatically assume that it's evil, that we should stay away from it. We should not be manipulated, and we should not manipulate. That we should just stay away from it completely. Um, Unfortunately, it's gotten a very bad rap for a very long time because people have mishandled not only this word but mishandled the process of manipulation. Um, but it happens all the time. It happens every day. It happens more often than we probably would like to admit, and that's fine. Um, so basically, with manipulation, the reason why I'm talking about this is just to acknowledge what happens when you have people following you, listening to you, coming to you for help, when you have risen up to the point in your life where you are living out your life's purpose, okay, and you're helping people. And more and more people are coming to you, for the same thing because you're good at either encouraging people or providing words of wisdom or even words of comfort or anything. You finally, found your little place in the world. You found what you're supposed to do, and people are responding to that, and they're appreciative of that, and they're thankful and paying attention to what you do and what you say. Now is the time for you to wake up and realize, uh-oh, there's something I gotta do here. Okay. During that time, when you've gotten to a point where people have a lot of respect for you and are coming to you at such a number, you have to realize that you are indeed partaking in a process of manipulation. You are indeed manipulating the people. What manipulation is basically, it's a twin, believe it or not, of manifestation. It's kind of like the opposing twin. Within man's power, because each human being, we do have a power within us. Some of us activate it and fully live on it, some of us don't. But each one of us we have within our grasp, within our reach, and within ourselves power. And within power sits two twins: manifestation and manipulation. Manifestation is the pushing out. It's what we bring forth. It's what we have in and we bring it out. We push it out. It's in the spiritual realm. We translate this in the spiritual realm. The color is white because it's pushing out light. It falls on the light illuminating side, white. But manipulation, the opposing twin, pulls. So it falls on the color of black on the spiritual side. Now, it's not necessarily to say that because you're manifesting, it's automatically good, it's automatically pure. And when you are manipulating, it's automatically evil, and it's automatically corrupt. That's that's not the case, okay? That is completely not the case. Take for instance, if you have a bad idea within you or a bad message and you speak of it and you push it out, okay, sure, yeah, it was manifestation, you pushed it out, but it was very evil. It was very wrong. It was very hurtful. You hurt someone. You damaged someone's spirit. No, so it kind of falls on the black side, being evil. And same thing on the opposite side, okay? Its manipulation is black because it's pulling in, it's attracting, it's taking in, okay? But if you're doing it to help someone or to make their lives better, and it is indeed good, so it's going to fall on the white side, you see? So these two words and these two forces of energy, manifestation, manipulation, these two forces of power, they're neutral. By default, they are neutral. One is not more evil or more pure than the other, okay? So we don't have to keep looking at these two words with the same sentiments that we had before. Now, to keep manipulation on the white side, the good side, believe it or not, this is possible, number two, and there are 4 rules that I personally have observed when you want to do a clean manipulation that is good for the people that you're dealing with, that's good for your audience, that's good for those that you are helping, that you're interacting with, good for those that have respect for you. Okay, there are 4 rules. Now, I'm pretty sure maybe through your own experiences, you've maybe noticed some more rules. If you have, please email them to me because I like to add them to my list. But from what I have personally observed, there are 4. Okay, so the first one is knowledge. The people that are giving of their energies, the people that you are manipulating and changing, they have to be fully aware of what's happening. They have to be fully aware of what's going on. Okay? You can't trick this energy out of them. I'll explain what that means in a minute. Number 2, you must do so for the benefit of those you are helping and for their benefit alone. That's it. You're doing so to help them. You must realize and acknowledge that when people are yielding of their energies and the attention that you're bringing in, it's not for your benefit, it's for theirs. Number 3, you mustn't rely on their energy that they're giving you, okay? Their attention, their praise, their gratitude, you must not rely on that. You must acknowledge it, yes. You can respond to it, yes. But you can't rely on that. I'll explain how that works as well in a minute. And number 4, once your job is done, once you feel that you've done all that you can for the people that you're helping, release, let go, completely release. Right? So let's talk about one by one. Okay, the first one again is the aspect of knowledge in this, that your subjects, people, they have to be fully aware of what's going on. Not all leaders are like this, but there are some. The ones that we call power hungry, that just love power and having power for the sake of power and for the sake of controlling people. They will do things just to get power out of people, just to get money or allegiance or gratitude or anything they find of value to them. They will do or say certain things just to pull that energy out of them. You see, energy comes in many different currencies, whether it be money, time, gratitude, respect, allegiance, following their leadership. It goes on and on and on. But energy comes in very many, many different currencies, okay? And this currency, whatever, most important, differs from person to person. But anyone that's power hungry or addicted to this currency, they're going to do anything they can. They're going to say anything they can just to get it out of you. And you think that they are doing something that's benefiting you. And that's not the case. They're just doing enough to get whatever they want out of you. All right. Take for instance the story. It was a crow sitting in a tree, has a piece of cheese in his mouth, and a wolf comes up and says, "Oh my goodness, you're so beautiful, and wow, I admire the way you look, and look at your beautiful black feathers," and just puffing up the pride of this crow. And we all know crows can't sing. Crows know they can't sing. And the wolf is like, "My, I bet you can sing just amazingly. I bet when you open your mouth, you have the most beautiful song I've ever heard. Why don't you sing for me?" And this dumb crow, he just opens up his mouth and lets out a really huge caw, not a song at all. And he drops the valuable piece of cheese out of his mouth. So you see, this wolf wasn't saying what he was saying for the benefit of the crow. It was for the benefit of himself, but the crow thought, "Oh wow, he's paying attention to me because he likes me. He's making me feel good." No, it was for something else. And unfortunately, we do have some leaders, be they imams or teachers, priests, pastors, rabbis, motivational speakers, politicians. Politicians are notorious for this. Are doing things just to pull energy and attention out of us for their benefit and not really for ours, and that's not fair. So when you have an audience and you have people that you notice that are paying attention to you and following you and taking your lead, you got to be sure that you they know, okay, what's going on. It's they're it's everyone's fully aware. And if you do need help and if you are asking for something in return, that you are upfront and honest about disclosing this fact, okay? You're not waiting until you got them hooked and then you realize, okay, I got you, now I want something from you. That's not fair, all right? Number two, doing so manipulating people, handling them for their benefit alone. Now, I'm using the word handling because the word manipulate, comes from the French word, I'm totally going to mispronounce this, from the French word manipuler, meaning to handle. All right, that's the meaning of this word. In order to handle something, you know, the subject of your manipulation needs to be yielding of their energy, and you're taking in their energy. It's falling under your control. So that's where the word manipulation comes from. So when people are yielding of their energies and are giving attention or time or even their physical bodies to be healed, they're doing so for their benefit and their benefit alone and not yours. Let's look at one example, the doctor and the patient. Okay, we all know the doctor's going to make money, hence insurance and bills and everything, that medical bills we get in the mail. But we don't go to a doctor thinking, yeah, I really want to go to a doctor to make him rich. No, we go to a doctor because we have something wrong. We're sick. We have an ailment that needs cured. That's why we go to a doctor, okay? And everything goes really well and fine until the doctor, mishandles your body or, gives you medicine that's going to make you sick and knew about it or puts in the wrong implant and now you have a medical lawsuit on your hands. That's not fair. The doctor made you think he was healing you for your benefit, but then you realize, oh no, he was handling me for his benefit, and you are going to be mad as hell. I mean, I can't think of one patient that ever has gone to a doctor and it's gone completely wrong and they were okay with it. That's no one likes that. And giving of your body is indeed giving of energy. Okay, so when you realize you have people that are listening to you and that are following you, you have to understand that this attention that they're giving you is not for your benefit, it's for theirs. And you have to honor that and you have to respect that. All right, so you have to make sure everything you do and say is going to benefit them. And if it doesn't, you can fine tune it, you can change it a little bit. But you have to be, aware and yielding of their pain, their suffering, their motivation as to why they've come to you in the first place. You have to be sensitive to that and responding to that. Okay. On to number three, not relying on our energies. Don't depend on it. You're not to depend on our energy at all. All right? You're not to do and live out your life's purpose just so you can depend on limited sources of energy. Because your life's purpose doesn't really come from people. You know where it comes from? It comes from God. God created you with a purpose, an idea in mind for you to live out on this planet. And He's giving you all the resources and all the energy for you to live that out to help creation, be it the environment, you know, animals, people, to serve others, not to depend on them, okay? Because when you depend on them, what happens is that you kind of create a dependency crutch. They're depending on you, and now you're depending on them, and then a power struggle takes place. Instead of you leading them to, I guess you could say, their salvation, or you're leading them to what's going to make them feel better, or to their solution, now it becomes who's leading who. And it becomes a power struggle, and power struggles rarely end well, and you don't want to involve yourself in a power struggle at all, or even you don't want to involve your audience in a power struggle. That's not fair, right? So don't rely on your energies. Do rely on God. Do acknowledge that what you're doing and why you're doing it really comes from God. So it comes from them. You're pulling it in from God and you're pushing it out, basically. And the only reason why you're pulling energy from people is so that way you can help them. If someone's resisting you, if they're resisting your advice, or they're resisting your help, they're not yielding into you, and there's nothing for you to take from them. Okay, so there's no attention, no respect. There's nothing you can take from them. Therefore, with that particular person, you can't do your job. On to the next person that will be yielding. But again, not depending on their energy. And the last one, number 4, is when your job, your task is complete, when you've said everything you can say, when you've done everything that you can do to fix the problem and you realize that it's fixed, release. Let go. Let go. And what this means is that you're not just getting rid of them. You're not saying to your audience, like, look, I want nothing to do with you. Get away from me. Leave me alone. No, what you're saying is that I'm giving you, well, not that you're giving them, but you're acknowledging that they have full room, full space to decide whether or not what you have done for them or said to them is really going to be a benefit to them or not, okay? You have to give them that room. You're not giving them the room. You're acknowledging that they have that room. You're acknowledging that they have that space to do whatever they want. And so they can accept what you're doing or saying, or they can reject it. It's left up to them. All right? But when you release that energy, once you're done, it makes their decision not only easier for them, but easier for you. Because if we back up to step number 3, and you did not rely on God, but you chose to rely on them, okay? You chose to rely on your limited energy. There's a power struggle. And then it's time for you to release. It's going to be very hard for you to. It's going to be very hard for them to decide if what you're doing or what you're giving them is good for them or not, because they're going to feel like guilt if they don't accept what you're giving them. They might feel trapped. They might feel stuck. They might feel like they are indebted to you, like they have to listen to you, because you've placed a burden, you've placed a price on what you are giving, and that's not right. That's not fair. Okay, so once you release and you allow the release to take place, you're saying, I'm not depending on you. Okay, I'm not relying on you. I've done all that I can to see that you are happy, and that you are taken care of, and that you are healed. And now you have the decision to decide whether it's going to continue helping you or not. If not, you are free to go to the many 7 billion other people on this planet that can help you with what you need, that can help you in your situation, that can give you the advice that's going to push you forward. Okay? But if not, then, it's okay. It's fine. Or they can say they want help from anyone at all. That's their choice to make. But once you release, you make a process much easier on you, much easier on that person. No one's feeling a burden. No one's feeling disrespected, because sometimes if someone doesn't take our advice or doesn't fall under our leadership, we feel like, oh, you don't like me, what do you have against me? We take it very personally. And if you release, you won't have to worry about that. And you can continue doing your work, you know, without running into this snag. Okay, so those are the four rules, as just a recap. Number one, making sure your audience is fully aware of what's going on. Number two, acknowledging that they're giving their energies for their benefit, not yours. Number three, not relying on their energies. And number four, once your job is done, is to completely, release and let them, do as they please. So those are the four rules. And like I said, if you've experienced throughout your life any other rule that can go along with this, feel free to email it to me, because I would like to add to this. Again, I can only, you know, come up with what I've observed. But if there's something else out there, I'd really like to add to my list and expand on it. But these are the four that I've come up with. And I know not every one of us out there are trying to build an audience or become a leader in any way. But if you are, this is something to kind of keep in the forefront of your mind, especially as your audience grows and grows. Um, and even if no one else really listens to this or pays attention to this, I'm definitely saying for numero uno, me. Definitely reminding myself that, the more people that listen to me, they're doing so for their benefit and not mine. So it's just, a constant reminder for myself, okay? Yeah, like I said, it's a little bit off the topic of discussion of emotional depletion, but it kind of does fall in line of um, of us reaching our goals in life and our life's mission and what God has created us to do in response to other people. Okay, so hope this helps. Hope you think about it for a little bit, take it all into consideration. If you agree with it, great. If not, it's okay. Any questions or any thing you'd like to add to this, do feel free to email me and let me know. I look forward to hearing from you. Do take care. I'll talk to you soon. Blessed journeys.